Welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. My name is TJ Leo,
And my name is Cole 2K.
and this is the combo AEW All In 2024 review/results and WWE Bash in Berlin predictions episode. These two PLE/pay-per-views are 1 week apart, so we're merging the results of the AEW pay-per-view and the predictions for the Bash in Berlin PLE this weekend together. For those of you just joining us, before every WWE PLE and AEW pay-per-view, we talk about the build-up to the shows and make our official predictions. And on subsequent shows, we break down the results, see how we fared in our predictions, and rate each match on the Co-op Entertainment review scale of 1 to 10. So, with that being said, let's kick things off with the AEW results from All In London 2024. That was this past Sunday. And let's kick things off with the Casino Gauntlet match, which was for a guaranteed world title shot. Do you want to lead things off with this one, or you want me to lead?
You lead on this one because I wasn't as much into this one as many others.
Yeah, so going into this match, I really couldn't have given two craps, and it seemed like there was two obvious potential winners. Both of us kind of agreed it was probably going to be either Adam Page or Jon Moxley. And I gotta say, coming out of this match, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I thought the match itself was actually very well booked from a action standpoint, from the when wrestlers came out, the actual wrestlers that were involved were pretty varied. And there were some great British wrestling legends that were added to the match, including Zack Sabre Jr. and Nigel McGuinness, making his long-awaited return to the ring.
13 years he was out of the ring.
Yeah, looking ripped as well.
Yes.
Definitely busted his ass to get back in the ring for this. Now, I assume this is probably a one-off for All in London. I don't think he's made any comments post-show that he's back full-time or anything like that, but it definitely woke up the crowd for that match. That's for sure. It was a cool moment.
Yeah.
Who else was in this match? We had Okada, we had Orange Cassidy, we had Kyle O'Reilly. Who else was in this thing?
Of course, Ricochet made his
making his debut. That's right. Yeah. He did well. I think he didn't get the sustained reaction that I thought he was going to get, though.
I mean, you got from him what was expected. You got some high spots. You got some big moves. A couple face-offs with people you'd want to see him match up against.
Yeah, he did some pretty cool stuff.
Yep.
He was jazzed, for sure. He was pumped up.
Yep.
So cool to see him in AEW. We all kind of expected it. And who else was in the match? I'm missing a few.
Obviously, the person who won it.
Yeah, Christian Cage was the one who won it, which we'll talk about what happened with him later on in the show. But he came out, as did Killswitch / Luchasaurus. There's someone else I'm missing, though. Oh, Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett, yeah. Because he took Hangman out. With the guitar shot. Yep.
I don't know what people's fascination with Jeff Jarrett is.
People hate him. People always hated him in TNA.
Cheer though.
Yeah, the British people, the Brits loved him over the whole week.
Yep. Trying to think if we're missing anybody. Oh, Roderick Strong, you said, right? Yeah. Or maybe we missed him, but yeah, he was in it. I think we may have named everybody at this point. But everybody that was memorable, yeah, apparently.
and I guess that's why I didn't enjoy it as much, because there was just, outside of the 5 or 6, there wasn't anybody memorable.
No.
Or
the really actual match itself, I thought, was really good.
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right.
You're right. There really wasn't any oh, he's in it. It was kind of just, a lot of expected people.
Yeah.
but the actual match itself I thought was really good. Christian Cage ended up winning it after a fake swerve where
Yes.
Luchasaurus came out as Luchasaurus.
As Luchasaurus. He was introduced
Yeah.
as Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
And everybody thought he was gonna turn on Christian.
Yep. And then he was about to, and then faked it and helped Christian win.
And he did. Yep.
That was my only kind of gripe with the match, was the ending was kind of, it was kind of sloppy. I don't mind Christian winning it. I think he's an amazing heel, but
it was a shock. I was surprised. I'm glad it was someone like him instead of someone too obvious like Paige or, even Moxley, like who I said, but I'm glad it wasn't him. I'm glad it wasn't them. I'm glad it wasn't Ricochet. Ricochet doesn't need to come in and get an automatic title shot whenever he wants it.
He's got to earn that.
Yeah, but
as good as he is, he needs to earn
it. But Christian just had one just since Swerve won the title. Christian got a title match after he lost his TNT title.
That's true.
So he's getting another one without really earning it.
Well, that's Christian's way.
Yeah, that's his way.
That's his way.
And you have to wonder if whenever he cashes it in, if he's going to win it.
Yeah, should be interesting for sure. As far as our match rating, I give it like a 7. It was good.
I'll give it a 7.5. But mainly just because the curiosity on where it's going to go with Christian winning. If it was one of the more obvious ones, I'd probably rate it a little bit lower. But since it makes me curious as to what's going to happen, that makes it a little bit more intriguing for me, a little higher rating for it.
For sure. As far as our predictions go, how did we fare there?
We both lost it. You picked Paige, I picked Moxley.
Yep.
But we were not sure on this one at all. I only bet 1 on this, and you had 2 points on it. So we missed out on only very little points.
Yeah. I guess Moxley seemed like, as soon as when you went with Moxley, I was like, oh man, that sounds perfect for him. But guess not, because he's not ready.
He's not ready. Apparently, he's on vacation without Renee because she went over to London and he didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he stayed home with the baby.
Maybe. All right, next match up. Again, these are in no particular order. These are in the order that we did the predictions in, so these are not in the match order. The Casino Gauntlet match was not the first match. It was like the 5th or something. It was like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it was. That's right.
Yeah. But the next one we'll do is the London ladder match for the AEW World Trios Championship, with the Patriarchy defending against the Bang Bang Gang. I wanted to say that slowly because I screwed it up like 5 times last time. Versus the House of Black versus the Blackpool Combat Club, consisting of Pac, Yuta,
Claudio,
and Claudio. Yeah. And this was sort of the one I was looking forward to the most as far as like match quality goes. And it was fine.
Yeah.
It didn't light me on fire. It was fine. Yeah. I don't know. It was fine. I don't know much to say about it because it was just kind of there.
It was a good match to open the show.
Yeah.
You're going to have high spots, crash and burn moments, and, hype the crowd up for a match like that. That's what it's good for.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't go the way we were looking at, but it was good. It was a good little match.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about it. It was just there. I would give it like a 6. It was fine.
Yeah, 5, 6.
Yeah. Didn't there was no emotion for me in it. It was just kind of a bunch of wrestlers in a ladder match.
Yep. Just like one of the regular normal match.
Yeah. But in the end, surprisingly, the Blackpool Combat Club won it for the feel-good moment for the crowd.
Yeah.
Didn't see that one coming.
Does that mean Pac is officially in the Blackpool Combat
Blackpool
Club?
Combat. I
Maybe we'll
assume
see.
so.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see tonight. I
Very,
don't know.
very unexpected. So we have new champions, new trios champions, the Blackpool Combat Club. I have nothing else to say on the match. How did we do on our predictions?
We both missed this one. We both picked the patriarchy to retain.
Okay.
You were not quite so confident. You had 1 point, and I was pretty confident. I had 6 points. So I lost out
Wow.
on 6 points.
Yeah. All right. So we're 0 for 2 so far.
Yes.
Not a good start. All right. Moving on to the next one, we got the AEW World Tag Team Championship, where the Young Bucks defended against FTR and the Acclaimed. 2 comments right off the top. I like the Young Bucks theme that they use. Their evil theme.
It's very. I've
very
been catching up on Succession on Max, and it's
yeah.
definitely reminds me of that that theme song. Very
Honestly,
Succession-ish for me.
yeah. I haven't seen that show, but it definitely reminded me of Roman Reigns' theme song in terms of like
A little
just an
bit.
epic
Yeah,
orchestral thing. It was like, I don't know if
I
it's
can see
very
that.
fitting for the Young Bucks, but it's badass. And the Acclaimed had a great rap. Just thought I wanted to throw that out there.
It's a Max Caster rap. They're all the same to
There's
me. They're all the same.
it's true. They are.
This one
But it
was
was entertaining.
not as offensive as some others, but I mean it's it's Max Caster. That's what you get from him.
Yep. As far as the match quality goes, what do you think?
Exactly what I was expect. Some high spots from the Bucks, cheating, chicanery, tomfoolery, whoever you want to call them.
Yep.
The Acclaimed, you got your spots with them, the Scissor Me Timbers, all that good stuff. And then FTR, you get the, mat wrestling, the, Cash Wheeler, you get the spots over the rope, through the ropes. Dax, the soft, pudgy, mat wrestling, ground and pound
Soft
kind of
pudgy.
stuff. Yeah.
I like that description.
I don't remember who caught the pin. Was it one of the Acclaimed or was it one of the FTR? But
no idea.
Bucks ended up winning. Bucks ended up winning like we both thought. It was, decent match. I'd say, for me, I'd probably give it 6, 7.
Yeah.
7.
I definitely
it
liked it more than the ladder match. I'd probably go as high as an 8. I thought it was great. As far as like in-ring smoothness and timing and you know what I mean? Like I really didn't give 2 craps who won.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the problem with AEW in general. I usually don't care for the most part. I just don't. I'm not attached to anybody. Every so often I am, but for the most part, it's just watching a match. So the match quality I thought was really good. I loved the part where Max Caster filled in for members of FTR.
Oh
and
yeah,
the Young
yeah.
Bucks.
When they gave the
what do they call it?
Elite.
Yeah, the Elite. Yeah. The double knee, whatever you want to call
the
it.
double knee, yeah.
Move. And then the Shatter Machine.
The BTE trigger.
Yeah. BTE trigger, yeah.
Yeah.
The Elite trigger.
Yeah.
Yep. EVP. Yes, EVP trigger. That's right.
Yeah. EVP trigger.
Yeah, and then the Shatter Machine with FTR. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yep.
A good couple of spots there. And you said on our predictions we both had the Young Bucks winning. What were we on points on that one?
We both had the Young Bucks. You had 3 points, and
Okay.
I was at 7 points.
Ooh, taking the lead there.
Taking the lead.
All right. Let's see. Next up was the FTW Championship with Chris Jericho defending against Hook. I was very confused at this match. I don't even know where to begin, honestly, other than there's only one place to begin, really, and that's with Hook won, which is great. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm glad he won. Hopefully he will retire the title. But he basically beat 3 guys.
It was 3-on-1.
And he
Pretty much the whole time.
won. He didn't get any help, did he? It was basically him, and that's it?
Except at the very end, I keep on calling Cass. Big Bill set up a table outside, or somebody set up a table outside. I think it was Big Bill.
Yeah.
Jericho accidentally hit Bill, and that sent him through the table. So that took him out. And then right after that, Brian Keith was up on the apron in front of Taz.
Right.
Taz hopped up from the table, knocked Keith down, put in his Taz mission on Keith. At the same time, hooked in the red rum on Jericho.
That's right.
And that's how.
I thought the match was
Jericho
just. Yeah, I thought the match was just strange. I'm like, I'm supposed to believe that Hook can survive against, from the beginning of the match, Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and whatever the heck the other guy's name is.
Brian Keith.
I'm like, this makes them look fucking awful. They look weak as shit from this match. This was horribly booked. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, it's Jericho. I mean, not to say it's Jericho, but I mean that's Hook. I mean that's how he books Hook. That's how Hook is booked, as the unstoppable person who can take out 2, 3, 4 people.
I guess, but like,
and they're all big guys. You know, he'll take out big guys. Big Bill, he's done. You know, nearly took out Samoa Joe, who's a lot bigger.
And that's fine if it's 1-on-1, but like, 3v1, and from the beginning of the match, like the match started with all 3 of them in the ring beating the shit out of him. And he fought them off.
And I mean, I guess just because it's a gimmick match and you can use tables, chairs.
I mean, it makes sense.
Cricket, bat, and cricket balls.
Yeah, that part was scary. By the way, I was like, you're chucking these freaking croquet balls with reckless abandon. The crowd's probably going, what the shit?
Yeah, and Jericho nearly landed on one straight on his back, which would have had no give, and it could have been. Yeah. Glad everybody came out safe.
Yeah. Which match was it? Oh, I'm thinking of a different match. I have a comment for later. But yeah, I'm happy with the winner and the end result and the ending of the match, but the rest of the match, I'm just like, this made Hook look really good, but it's not like Hook's just gonna go after the heavyweight championship now. He should.
Right. And he should go after the TNT title, the international title, continental title.
Yeah. He should be going after the heavyweight championship. He just single-handedly, practically, beat Jericho, one of the best in the business, Big Bill, a dude who's like twice his size, and a third dude. Like, as far as match quality and booking, I give this like a 2. The entire time I'm going, what is happening right now? Like it was just stupid. It wasn't believable. I don't know. I think I've got my point across.
I'll get a 4 because I like the ending. You know,
the ending was good. I like that
because I like the result and what happened, and hopefully, hopefully they'll put a little less importance on that title, and ideally, ideally retire it, give it to Taz, and let it go back to Red Hook in Brooklyn.
Is Hook on Dynamite or is he on Collision?
I think he's more on Dynamite.
I have no clue. Speaking of results, how did we fare on this one?
We both picked Hook. You put 5 points on it. I was the most confident on this one, so I put 9. So I got my big 9-pointer there. Yep.
Taking that huge lead. All right.
Yes. So for our picks at this point, we're at you're at 8 and I'm at 16.
Okay. Not looking good for my first defense. All right. Next match is the coffin match for the TNT Championship. Jack Perry, the champion, defending against Darby Allin. As expected, this was a hardcore spot fest, like always with Darby and Jack type matches lately. I think Darby came out with thumbtacks glued upside down on his head in like a
Yep.
kind of pattern, so he could just headbutt people, headbutt Jack. I thought that was pretty hilarious. I'm trying to think of what was like the big spot of the match, because they always have like a big spot. I remember Darby doing a suicide dive and smashing into the coffin when it was propped upward.
When it was propped up
early on. What else did they do? They did glass.
They did glass.
Yeah.
They did a skateboard. I saw a skateboard made its way into the ring. I don't know exactly how it was used. Jack
did like an ollie off of his back or something.
Jack taped his hands together, and Jack taped Darby's hands together, and then tied his feet up with his belt, and then threw him off the ramp through a table, and then dragged him to the coffin.
Oh my god. It's so funny to me thinking about Jack Perry as Jungle Boy. You know? It's like, what happened to this dude? He went from like this, like, to this just crazy, hardcore, Darby Allin clone. It's very strange.
You know what did it? Was his run with the FTW title. That's what did it.
He enjoyed that, did he?
Yeah.
All right. Was there any other spots I can think of?
Not until after the match. Not until Jack put him in the coffin. Darby tried to do his little Undertaker impersonation, sit up from inside the body bag.
Right.
Jack knocked him out, closed the coffin, and when he goes to set it on fire, that's when Sting makes his appearance.
Right.
Sting couldn't try to come save his boy before he actually lost the match. He had to wait until Darby lost the match and was going to be set on fire.
Yeah. As far as match quality goes, it was fine. I was expecting a little bit more from them, being like the super hardcore people. It was fine. I do agree that Sting coming out after is a little strange, but at the same time, he wants Darby to win on his own. If Sting came out and helped him win, it would kind of make him look weak. Unless Jack had some backup that came in and interfered with the match, but I don't think anyone did. It was strictly one-on-one, so it was a clean victory. Basically a clean victory anyway.
Yeah.
I think Sting coming back to kind of save him still kind of made him look a little weak at the end, where he couldn't prevent this from happening, without Sting. It was fine. Yeah, I was expecting more from it. I don't know if we mentioned it, but yeah, Jack Perry retained. Yeah, how'd we do on predictions on this one? I can't remember.
This is one where actually we picked different. You picked Darby Allin. I picked Jack Perry. And if we were going in match order, this went second to last, so this was the semi-main event. Going from beginning to end, this actually sealed the deal for me at the time when this happened. You picked 4 points, I picked 4 points. I got the 4 points, you didn't get any points.
So I couldn't come back at this point in the show. It was over.
You could not come back after the final match was all for me. Now, you did bring up that you were expecting a little bit more from this match.
Yeah.
Take it for what it's worth. I read online, social media, whatever, that this match had some time cut off. Was cut from this match because they needed to finish up the show by, I think it was like 10 o'clock local time. They needed to finish up the entire show by 10 o'clock for curfew reasons or whatever.
I wonder if there was a match that went long.
Could be. Could be the Max MJF Osprey match. I don't
know. Okay. All right. Match quality, I give it like a 5. It was fine.
4. It was just a train wreck match like we were expecting. I wasn't expecting a whole lot. Didn't get a whole lot.
Yeah, I was hoping for more, but just wasn't there. Okay, next match was the on our card here is the AEW American Championship / International Championship, as it used to be called.
MJF as it's called again.
As it's called again, yeah. MJF defending against Will Ospreay. I would say this for me was probably close to match of the night. Will Ospreay's just, man. I understand, like, Meltzer aside, Will Ospreay really is that good. Like, he really is. You know, man, he's the current gen AJ Styles to me. Like, he's it. You know, MJF's great as well. There's definitely no hurting there. I did want to comment on their entrances. So Will Ospreay came out with a sponsored Assassin's Creed Shadows entrance. He's obviously a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I think he has an Assassin's Creed symbol tattooed on his arm or something like that as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And his finisher is named after Assassin's Creed lore.
Which one?
The Hidden Blade.
Okay.
Yeah, in Assassin's Creed, you have a hidden blade underneath your wrist that pops out to stab.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was a wrestling gimmick thing, a hidden blade, like a Ric Flair thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it might be, but I'm 90% sure that it's a reference
to yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then MJF came out to a full-on American.
Yeah, very Apollo Creed in Rocky IV.
Yeah.
Type of entrance.
At first, when he came out and he had like the whole like peacock gimmick going on, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. But as soon as he did the MJF and he went down to his knees and the confetti went out and then the flag
and the American flag,
down, I was in stitches. I'm like, this is perfection.
Yeah,
MJF's awesome, man.
He's
so
good.
Entertaining.
He's very
entertaining. So entertaining. You know what always makes me think about, or what he makes me think about, is like, why don't other people like is MJF thinking about all this stuff, or is like the writers thinking about this stuff? Because it just seems to follow MJF. Like, there's always something hilarious or genius in his entrances. It's never just him just walking out. He's always got something at these pay-per-views, right? And it's like, why is no one else thinking on that level? You know,
because he takes into account a lot of the entertainment factor.
Yeah.
The sports entertainment factor.
Yeah.
Which is what draws people in. I mean, it's.
Yeah, absolutely. 150%. He has WWE written all over him.
Yep.
I'm still shocked that he re-signed with AEW, but maybe he wants to write
I'm not. He's got a lot of pride for what he built, for what he helped build, I think.
That's fair.
And
he probably got a really good paycheck.
No doubt. No doubt he got a lot of
it. Yeah. What'd you think of the match? What'd you think of MJF and Will?
I mean, I thought it was an outstanding match.
Yep.
Their first match went right at an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Going into it, I kind of wanted some kind of a stipulation match.
Mm. Yeah.
Whether it's a no DQ, no count out, submission match, Iron Man match, something. But we didn't get that.
Nope.
The match, I did time it. This was the one match that I timed. I was just interested in seeing how long they would go, just because the first time they went right at an hour. This one was about 26 minutes, 27 minutes. So it was a little bit less than half, but I mean, it's still, I did not find myself ever saying, this is going too long, this is dragging. I was surprised at how short it went, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was a pretty clean match.
Yeah.
and Max brought out the Nux. He brought out Brass Nux. I'm sure he would have brought out his Diamond Dynamite ring or Dynamite Diamond ring or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But supposedly someone stole it from him. He did tweet out that someone stole it last week.
Like legitimately or just workingly?
That it was legit stolen.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. That's, someone stole it. So he brought out Nux. I don't know I can't remember if he successfully used them or not.
Who would steal that ring? You know what I mean? It's kind of a recognizable ring. You try to sell that on up anywhere, and
you got to sell that on the
black market,
the black market, the black web,
the dark web. Yeah,
the dark web.
Put that on Craigslist. You're getting arrested right quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How do we do on our predictions?
You picked MJF. I had gone back and forth on this. I remember on our prediction show, at first I said MJF, but then I realized that I did pick Ospreay. You put 6 points on MJF. I put 3 points on Ospreay. This was the other one that we split on.
Ugly.
Yep.
Ugly for me. Ugly.
Yeah.
I'm 0. I'm just doing terribly.
Yep.
Okay. As far as match quality goes, I give it a 9. I thought it was pretty damn close to match of the night.
Yep, I give it a 9.
Okay.
I'll give it a 9.
All right. Moving forward, we have the TBS Championship. Mercedes I can't say your damn name. Mercedes Moné, the champion, defending against Britt Baker. I don't think it's any secret that this match kind of stunk.
It was not as interesting as the other ones, I'll say that.
Yeah. This was like, to me, this was Mercedes' moment to bring it, and shut up the internet crowd. Not that the internet crowd really matters. It's the actual crowd. This was not pay-per-view worthy. This was barely Dynamite worthy. This was, I don't know. It didn't seem like anyone in the crowd really cared. I certainly didn't give a shit.
I think placement had a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
This came after MJF and Ospreay.
That's true. Yeah.
And was the third match from the end. It was, the final match. The match before that was Jack and Darby, and the match before that one was this one. So this one was placed right near the top of the card. So I was expecting, I didn't expect this one to be that late, or I didn't think it should have. But having been this late, you would normally see a lot better of a match than this was, in my opinion.
Yeah. I was honestly expecting one of the women's matches to start the show, to spread them out a little bit. Because they were kind of close together, weren't they?
No, they weren't.
No?
The other match, the Tony and Mariah match, was the second match. And this was, so this was what? 7th.
Wow, yeah, you're right. Yeah, very odd placing in general for those two matches.
I thought this match and the Tony Storm Mariah match should have switched.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
This one be closer to the beginning, the other one be closer to the end, just because the stories was so much better for the other one.
Yeah, 100%. I think Tony's definitely got a lot invested in Mercedes and wants to put her up there, but
yep,
I don't know if it's working.
This was not the match for her to be this late in the show.
No,
just because
the marquee of it is,
yeah,
it's WWE's woman versus AEW's woman. Like that's kind of the, the story there, right? But it just didn't work out. I gave it like a 3. It was kind of a dud for me.
Yeah, I give it. I guess just because of it's pretty much what I expected. The quality of it, I give it a 5. You had you had some spots that were done well. You had the spot where Britt reversed a body slam from the second rope. And I mean, I've heard it called a modified Spanish fly, but she basically rolled through a body slam and flipped Mercedes over her and landed on top of Mercedes on the ring. And that kind of woke the crowd up towards the end of the match. You had Britt pulling the Eddie Guerrero spot so she could get Camille ejected from ringside.
Right.
They had that. They had that spot in the match. So it had a couple bright spots, so I'd still give it a 5.
That's fair. Maybe. All right. I'll bump it up 1 point. I'll give it a 4.
The right person won. Mercedes won. She was the right person to win.
Yep.
I don't, as much as Britt is over and, the AEW fans like her, she's not the one to take the title off Mercedes.
She doesn't need it.
No.
What was our predictions on this one?
Predictions. We both got it right. You had 7 on Mercedes. I had 5 on Mercedes.
I gained a little bit of ground, but not enough.
Yep. Not enough.
Not enough. All right. The other women's match we just mentioned was the Women's World Championship. Toni Storm defending against Mariah May. Oh, this one was pretty good. It was. I wouldn't call it a banger or anything like that, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
I enjoyed it.
I think it lived up to the hype and to the lead-in. This was without a doubt the hot story in the women's division for the last 6 months, especially since Mariah turned on Toni after she won the Owen Hart tournament. You had the return of Luther, whatever that's worth for people, which is not much. You had Mariah in her home country in front of her family, which
she got booed, by the way, which I was shocked.
I was shocked at that too. I was absolutely shocked.
Weird. They were still cheering for Toni. I couldn't believe it.
Yep.
I was like, because I remember when we were talking about this, I was like, wait, Toni's not from Britain. She's from New Zealand, and Mariah's from. I was
Australia,
like, oh, okay.
New Zealand. Yeah.
So going into this match, I was like, oh, Mariah's gonna get the hometown pop. Nope.
She didn't.
Not at all. Which I don't know what that says. I don't know if that says that
she's just really good as a heel.
She's just a good heel, or maybe people. I still think that AEW has a little bit of a stigma to the general crowd of AEW that they're just not invested in women's wrestling. I don't know if that's just me. That's what it feels like when I watch women's wrestling matches. The crowd always just seems kind of like, pee break.
They do. I mean, and it definitely sounded like that in the other match, the Mercedes and Britt match. They were a lot quieter for that one than they were in this Toni and Mariah match. I mean, the crowd was pretty into it.
Yeah.
In this match.
And Mariah took it. I think we both expected.
We both expected. We were both really confident on this one. We both had 8 points on it.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is one of the ones that we matched on. That's right.
We both had 8.
We're the only one that we matched on both points and
pick.
Choice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. As far as match quality, I give it a 7. That was good.
Yeah, you gotta give it a 7. Crowd was really into it. Mariah got involved with her mom. She actually slapped her mother in front of. There was blood. I don't remember exactly what spot caused the blood. But you had Mariah bleeding this time instead of Toni when Toni bled before. You had Toni that was about to hit Mariah with a shoe to win it, but then she thought better, or she changed her mind, and that's what got Mariah the upper hand to actually win the match.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was good. We both had 8.
Expected.
Yep.
Right.
Definitely Mariah was the right person to win. They had built her up to beat Toni. So.
And Toni's a great champion. So, but it really worked out for for everyone involved.
Definitely looking forward to see what goes from here with both of them. Hopefully separate.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully separate ways, but definitely looking forward to see what what they do with both of them.
I can see Tony taking some time off. She's been, she's been champion for like what 200 and
since November last year.
Yeah, almost 300 days, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So it wouldn't surprise me if she takes some time off and then comes back later.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the main event. The main event, as expected, was the AEW World Championship. Swerve Strickland defending against Bryan Danielson, with Bryan Danielson's career on the line. Now, this one was funny because so I didn't watch the show live because I was at Fan Expo when it was on. And I came home and missed stupidly. The first thing I do typically when I get home from anything is flick on YouTube, check my subscriptions, see what's going on. And one of like the opening videos on the home screen was Bryan Danielson at the post-show press conference saying that his full-time career was over, and I was like, oh, he lost? So then going into the show, I was assuming he lost. So so it was kind of a surprise when I got to the end and he won. Yeah. Shockingly. But I thought this was just a phenomenal match. I think it could have gone longer, personally. But other than that, I thought it was like just a fantastic match. I love Swerve Strickland. I absolutely love Bryan Danielson. So that the part in the match where I think it was Swerve kicking Bryan over and over, doing Bryan's classic kicks to the chest, and he's like, I love you to his kids, and just getting pumped up. I thought that was just so good.
When he first started those kicks on Bryan, he wasn't facing his family, but he slowly turned towards his family, and that's when he stood up and basically, no-sold it, hulked up, whatever you want to call it. And that's when that happened.
That was super cool.
Yep.
However, there were 2 points in the match that I question significantly. Number one, I absolutely hated the Swerve no-selling the Psycho knee
in the corner
halfway through the match. Yeah, where he kind of he took it, he bounced into the corner and came off and did the dirt off your shoulder, which that was cool. Like, that moment was cool, but I was like, why was it a no-sell? And then 2 minutes later, you took it again and you got knocked out. Why was it a no-sell?
I saw a lot of people had a problem with that. I didn't have as much of a problem with that. I mean, I think that was.
It was a cool moment, but it just didn't make any sense to me.
Because having Swerve come in, or having basically Swerve be the heel character going into it, and the heel character the entire match.
Yeah, he did good as a heel.
Made more sense for that spot. If he was, the babyface coming in, or if they were both kind of more babyface coming in, and Swerve did that, it wouldn't have been as good. But I didn't have a problem with that spot.
Okay. It did make him look strong
for that reason. Yeah.
Yeah. The other problem I had, though, was the Death Valley driver on the apron on the bell. Now, that was a cool moment, but he cut his face open here, but he landed on the top of his head on the bell.
Yeah, or on the back of his head. Yeah.
That was a screw up. I'm like, Ryan, how did you fail that one?
Yeah.
Your face did not hit that bell. It was the top of your head, man.
It cut open his forehead or his hairline, and then, but he took the bump on the back of his head.
Yeah. I was very confused at that. I'm
that was definitely.
You should have known better, Brian. You should have called an audible at that point.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
That was a miss.
That was a miss. Yeah. But, it's nitpicking. But it was still very, very egregiously obvious at that time where I was like, not a good call. But like I said, the rest of the match was absolutely fantastic. These guys know how to work. Some damn stiff shots to the face when they were each doing the I don't know if they have a name for it, but where he holds both of his arms and starts kicking his head.
Yep.
They both did that to each other, and they were stiff friggin' shots. I was like, that looks good.
And Swerve did that in front of Brian's family.
That was disturbing.
Outside, yeah.
That was really good.
You knew something like that was going to happen.
Yep.
That something was going to happen outside of the ring in front of them, and that's what it was. And that was cool.
Yeah, the shot of Bird crying.
Yep.
I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's a little over the top there, guys. If she was acting, bravo to her. If she wasn't acting and she was actually disturbed, I was like, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't do that to your kid. Seems like a bad idea. That's some trauma. But yeah, it was just a great match, great storytelling. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Their entrances were fantastic as well.
Yep.
Everything about it was just really, really well done.
Yep.
And Bryan Danielson again took the win. New AEW World Champion. So I think our theory going into this was he'll probably win it, and he'll retire when he loses it.
Yep.
Which makes total sense to me.
Yep.
And that's going to make for a really cool story because we only have 2 pay-per-views left in the year, I think, for AEW.
You've got All Out in 2 weeks. Full Gear, and then at World's End, which is right at the end of December. Yeah.
So which one is he going to lose it at? That's the question. But
I don't think it's to the point now where whenever he loses it, he's done. I think he's still going to sporadically wrestle. For sure.
Yeah. He specifically stated that as of All In, his full-time wrestling career is over. So he's not going to be on. I mean, he's probably going. I mean, he's going to be on the shows. He's going to be on Dynamite. He's going to be doing whatever, but he's not going to be wrestling every week. This is going to be he's going to be a Brock Lesnar,
a Roman currently,
or a Roman, kind of a character, which I think is good. And I hope they book him properly for that kind of stuff. I hope they don't bring him in for just absolute trash. Like, bring him in for one-on-one dream type matches for the rest of his career. Don't.
Yeah, I mean, and Tony. I think Tony will do right for him, for sure.
Hopefully. Yeah. Stop throwing him into these like anarchy in the arena type matches. That's a waste of his talent. Don't do that. Same thing with Claudio. Same thing. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, we both called Bryan Danielson.
We both did. You had 9. I only had 2 because I was still kind of sold on Swerve, on them building Swerve up.
Yeah, I would have. Like I said, I would not have been unhappy if Swerve had won that. But either way,
definitely
great main event.
Definitely wondering what's going to be ahead for Swerve because I hope they keep him booked regularly and booked strong because he definitely earned his contract that he signed. He signed an extension on the pre-show for a few more years.
We forgot to mention that Adam Page actually sort of interfered in this match, or tried to interfere in this match.
Yeah,
so it looks like we're going to get a Swerve Adam Page rivalry, which is weird because they're both heels. I guess. I don't know what that's about.
Swerve only a heel for this match? I think maybe he'll come back after this. Maybe tonight on Dynamite he'll come out and be face again. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. Also, I will say, completely unrelated, Adam Page's new theme song sucks. I like his old theme.
Yep, I like the old one too, but he's heel, so he's got to have a more darker. He's got to have a more dark. Yeah. He needs to have a more dark interesting, which he does.
Oh.
As a heel.
As long as we're on theme songs, Ricochet's theme song sucked too.
I think he might have brought Def Rebel with him to AEW. That song absolutely sucks.
Oh,
It's
it
horrible.
sucked. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think Def Rebel is better than that song.
We are not in the age of good wrestling music, man. There's the
No.
occasional one, but man, they used to be great across the board. They just
Yep.
are not great across the board.
That,
There's so
yeah.
many generic rock A, B, C, and D that it's just ridiculous.
Yep.
Like, what happened? What
Yep.
happened to good wrestling music, man? I mean, can you imagine? Remember how they used to do, and I think they still do this in WWE. They do like, WWE the Music Volume 5. They still do
I
this
don't
on
know if they do that.
Spotify.
Oh,
Yeah, they
yeah.
do it on Spotify. Yeah, they release like volumes of music, and sometimes they release singles as well. But it's like, who wants to listen to like 90% of this generic crap anymore?
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. Hire some talent. Come
Yep.
on. Both these companies. Hire some freaking talent. It's getting annoying listening to crap like that. Anyway, I digress. That is the AEW All In 2024 results, which means new predictions champion, Cult 2K.
By a score of...
I have no actual belt, but I'll hand it over to you.
Well, I don't want to use that as a trophy. Nope, I'm good. I don't have a trophy.
One day, if the show becomes successful enough, I will have a belt created. I'll have a custom belt created, and we can. I don't know if we can ship it back and forth, or I'll create two, and you can have one, and if you're not the current champion, you got to put it in the closet. But for now, maybe I'll put like a little JPEG or something somewhere on the screen. Who knows? We'll see.
Yep. So by a score of 38 to 32,
that's a close one.
I win.
That's a lot closer than I thought it was. I felt like I got wrecked on that.
I mean, the scores were close, or the score was closer. But I only missed 2 matches, and you missed 4.
Oof. Yeah. Did not make some smart decisions on that. All right. Let's move forward then, right into our next predictions, which is for WWE Bash in Berlin. He's flipping the page. He's going to record. You're the official predictions keeper.
All
right. Let's start things off with. So there are 5 matches, by the way, for Bash in Berlin, which is the standard, seemingly going forward for WWE's non-major pay-per-views. So the first one we have is the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, the Unholy Union, which, by the way, is not a great name, in my opinion, for that tag team.
It's better than the, I don't even remember the name of it, the Sonya Deville.
Oh, my God. Can we talk about that for a second? Thank you for bringing that up. What trash. PFC. Pure Fusion Collective. What is that?
I don't know.
Pure Fusion Collective. And it sucks because those 3 are great. We got Sonya Deville, we got Shayna Baszler, and we got Zoe Stark. And they look great. They sound great. They got great music, which is hilarious after what we just talked about.
And they're legit grapplers.
Yeah. And that's the name.
That's the name. Damage Control is better than that.
Yeah. I felt... looking at that, I mean, people were making KFC jokes, which I thought was pretty hilarious. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't even think about that either.
But it's like they took a random word generator and were like, Pure Fusion Collective.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's the one. That's what we're going to go with. Pure Fusion Collective? What?
Yeah. Does not make sense at all.
You have 3 of those badass women right now. That's what you call them? Triple H, man, you make some good decisions, but did you really sign off on Pure Fusion Collective? You couldn't, right?
PFC, I don't know if there's supposed to be some kind of correlation with UFC, that they're associated
maybe.
with. I don't know.
But like, why
It
wouldn't it be
does
like
not
Pure
make sense.
Fighters Collective or Pure Fighting Collective?
Pure
That might be
Fighters,
better.
Fighters,
Yeah, Pure Fighters.
yeah, Club, Collect. No,
Just
not Club.
PC.
Yeah,
PPF. I don't know. Yeah, the Fighters Club, Fight Club.
professional. I'm sure someone's got a trademark on that.
Yeah, probably, but but like it's so baffling. I couldn't believe it. I saw them in their awesome badass outfits coming out, and this music's dope. And then I look up at the Titantron, and I'm like, what the?
Your Fusion Collective.
It sounds like a cooking show.
And I know that they've at least they've cut down on the big stages and the big huge Titantrons, but a lot of their Titantron, packages, Titantron packages that go with the music, a lot just are horrible.
Oh, just they're generic. Terrible. Generic blur color.
Yeah.
What? Like what?
Yeah. To go with pretty generic music.
Yeah, that reminds me of Roman Reigns when they switched his Titantron and it had the electricity.
Yeah.
And I was like, pretty sure that belongs to someone else.
Yep.
And then they gave it to this. They basically did the same thing for Bobby Lashley. They just turned it yellow.
Yeah.
I'm like,
they've got some cool ones, but they've got some stinkers too.
Just some duds. Yeah. Like they must have fired Jim Johnston or Johnson. Is it Johnston?
Yeah, Johnston.
Jim Johnston.
They did years ago.
And the art department in the same day.
Yeah. Some of those Titans are horrible, but at least they don't have the big giant stage with it now. I guess that's a plus to it.
Yeah, they're cutting down on that, which I bet you the ring crew or whatever the rigging crew probably
the stage crew. Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot less work to get that set up.
But we digress.
Yeah. Good Lord. I had to talk about that as soon as you brought it up.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, the Unholy Union defending against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. This is the rematch from when Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill lost their titles at, was it Clash at the Castle? Yeah, Clash at the Castle.
Yep. Yeah.
Because the Unholy Union won in their home continent, whatever you want.
Without Jade and Bianca losing the title, or without them losing the match, because it was a triple threat.
Right, it was a triple threat. That's right. Yeah,
and they were not involved in the decision, which
that's right.
For them was probably best, which was the better way for them to lose the titles, not being involved in the decision.
There's something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, when we were talking about names and the Unholy Union, I'm like, their last names are Fire and Dawn. Literally, that could be their name, and it's dope. Fire and Dawn. That's a dope name.
A couple years ago, though, you had Fire and Ice, which was Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. A few years ago.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it was no. That was wasn't it Passion and
Fire and Desire?
Fire and Desire.
That's what it was. Fire and Desire.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, again.
But yeah, I like Fire and Dawn versus the
Fire
Unholy
Union.
Union.
Much better name than Unholy Union. Like, come on, guys. The Unholy Union.
That sounds like one of my marriages, but I digress.
I was waiting for that. Yeah, I was like, that sounds like the Undertaker and Kane, the Unholy Union.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you guys are not Undertaker and Kane. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's the rematch. I'm not hyped really for this match.
No,
it's fine.
It's the build for this one was we deserve a rematch,
and that's basically it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised it made it on the card, to be honest with you, but they needed a fifth match, and they really don't have anything else going that could
Not
fill
yet.
in.
No.
I mean, they could have saved Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable. No? You don't think so?
I
mean, I know you're not a fan of...
I hope that's done.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. Like,
Chad Gable and his
man,
group needs a win if
they
they
have
want to
been
build them up as
buried.
something. If
Oh
they
my
want to build them
god.
up as something good, they need a win against somebody, anybody.
I feel like Triple H might be sleeping or on vacation or something like that. Because, like,
When it
why
comes to
would
that,
you,
yes.
like, I don't understand. You debuted American Made at the same time, basically, as the Wyatt Six, and American Made is just getting beat and beat and beat and
Yeah.
beat. They've never come out on top since June.
And Gable
We're about
himself has not come out
no,
on top in anything.
no,
And
yeah, he's
I
been
don't
just
remember
straight up
how long.
losing for like 6 months.
Yeah. Going back to Gunther last year.
Baffling. I hope it's
Yep.
leading to something good for him because
I hope so. He just re-signed. He
yeah,
needs
maybe he knows
something
something we
to
don't.
win. Um, it's worked out. Triple H has worked out on things for a while now. So hopefully he's got something planned for Gable.
Yeah. All right, we keep
But
getting away from
yeah, we do.
Unholy Union.
Yep.
Um,
Maybe there's a reason.
yeah, there's not much to say except for our predictions, really.
Yep.
And this one's a tough one because again, there hasn't really been a build-up, but I cannot see the Unholy Union beating Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill twice unless there's some cheating involved, because it's just going to make Bianca and Jade look weak, and they're not weak. They are strong. So I can see two things happening here. I can either see Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill winning the titles back, and then moving on down the line to where they break up. They lose the titles and they break up because of it. Or Unholy Union cheats to keep the titles here. And we get another rematch somewhere down the line, I guess. But I'm going to go with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill taking it for my prediction.
I'm going to go with them too. Like you said, I don't see them losing until they're building to split. And
Yeah.
the Unholy Union aren't the ones to cause that to happen to me.
No, and it's too early for that to happen too.
Yep.
Like, they're going to save the Bianca Jade match for WrestleMania.
Yep.
It can't happen anywhere else.
Nope.
So, I can see them splitting up at Royal Rumble or something like that, but they've got to keep them involved in the tag team scene until then. I've only got 1 point on this, though. How many points you got?
I've got 4 points.
Oh,
this is the one that
snap.
This is the one that I'm second most confident in.
Damn. Okay. All right. So
you
we
got
both
one.
have Bianca and Jade, but I have it for 1 and you have it for 4. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Next match is the strap match: CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. These guys are killing it still. Did you see on Monday Night Raw when CM Punk ambushed Drew on the match? He was live streaming on his phone from under the ring.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's freaking awesome.
That is awesome.
That's genius. That's so genius. And he didn't even say anything. He was just streaming it.
But you could hear Drew.
You could hear everything. Promo. Yep. Just genius. Punk is. There's a lot of Punk haters out there, and I get it. I get, drama seems to follow him, but I think it's pretty obvious that he's happy to be back, and that he's doing everything he can to enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is one of those signs of him. He cares, clearly. Did you watch the? They did a vlog series. What was the pay-per-view where he came back? SummerSlam. They did a vlog
Survivor series last year.
No. When he came back for his first match after he got injured, I think it was SummerSlam, right? That was his first match back, right?
Yeah,
against Drew McIntyre. They did a vlog series where they followed Punk around for the days leading up to the match, and then following his match. And they caught him after the match. He took a breather at like one of the practice rings after his match, and they kind of cut. The camera kind of poked through the curtain. That was like the privacy fence kind of thing. And he took a little moment to himself and shed a couple tears after that match.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, seemingly super happy that it went well and that he didn't get injured, and that he's glad to be back. Kind of a moment for him. He seemed to be super happy. It was happy tears, you could tell. Highly recommend going on and watching those vlogs. Very cool to see Punk behind the scenes at SummerSlam. But yeah, this feud's still dope. Punk's still trying to get that bracelet back, and it's just so. It's a little hokey at this point, but it's still really fun. Just him trying to get that bracelet back. Defending AJ and Larry's honor per se. Do we think that AJ is going to come back and make an appearance at some point?
Make an appearance? I think so.
Yeah.
Yep, I do think so.
Is this where she does it?
I don't think so. I don't think that. I think it would be at a later date.
Yeah. It's hard to say how long this feud's going to go for. I think we talked about it last time, but I think our assumption that it's probably going to go to bat. But yeah,
which means what?
Yeah. Which means what? Exactly. Like we're not quite there yet to know where they're going with this. But yeah, Punk likes strap matches. I don't know what his fascination with strap matches are, but seems to have them quite often in his career.
Yeah, I guess he's more an old school type.
Yeah.
For the old school, NWA blood type match, blood feud matches, whether it's a strap match, dog collar match.
Dog collar match, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's the one he had with MJF.
Yeah, that's right. The only thing I don't like about the idea of this match is that Drew could just drag Punk right around the ring and touch all four corners with no problem.
Yeah, true.
Drew's a beast.
That's true.
So I don't like that part of the match. I wish it was just a no DQ match, but they're going with the strap match. But come on,
yep.
There should be no moment in that match where Drew goes to tug him and Punk stops him. Like I don't know how believable that is.
I think,
but it should be a great match though.
I think Punk might have beat Hook. So I mean, if Punk can beat Hook, who can beat every big guy in AEW, then Punk can withstand Drew.
That's true.
I mean, that's how it works.
If
right?
WWE acknowledged Hook.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really to say about this. The build has been great. It continues to be great. I don't have any problems with it.
Nope.
I have Punk winning this one. I think we both kind of agree that it's going to go to a rubber match.
Yep.
At Bad Blood.
Yep.
So I don't see a world where Drew wins 2 in a row. It just seems unlikely to me.
Yep.
Whether Punk gets the bracelet back or not, I don't know. I don't know how that ends. Because if he gets it back, what's continuing the feud at that point? So I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
But I have Punk.
Good point.
For 3 points.
3 points
on Punk. Yeah, 3 points on Punk.
I also have Punk for 3 points.
All right.
Yep. With those same reasons. They're going to have a blow-off feud-ending match at Bad Blood. It is my
makes the most sense.
Which I think I saw is 25, no, not 25, 27 or however many years to the day of the very first Hell in a Cell match, which I think will be the blow-off, will be a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood. Or it's the anniversary of Bad Blood, I think is what it'd be, the original Bad Blood.
Yeah. No more Hell in a Cell pay-per-view would be nice.
Yep.
I'd be very happy with that idea.
Yep.
And no more red cage. Can we have no red cage this time?
I would love to have the original blue cage back for a steel cage,
that would be cool.
I think it will be just
silver.
The chain link.
Just go with the silver. I'm cool with that. Or maybe they'll redesign it again. I wouldn't be opposed to a newly designed cell, but
yeah,
we'll see. As long as it's not red. I hate that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Awful. Okay, let's move on. Mixed tag team match: Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, the Terror Twins, versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan of the Judgment Day. Obviously, this is still a super hot feud.
For some.
I think for some, I think it's a little weird that it's Damian and Rhea versus Dominic and Liv. Like, why is it not Finn? Because Damian's problem is not with Dom. Damian's problem is with Finn, and Rhea's problem is with Liv.
Yeah.
Why is Dom not just like on the outside for this match?
Don't know. I mean, remember Finn and JD are still tag team champions.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's what they think of. Not that's what they think of the tag team titles, but I mean, it's tag titles are such an afterthought for both men and women.
Definitely, 100%. Yeah, neither of them are on this show. Not a good sign when the women's tag team championship is on the show, but neither of the men's is.
Nope.
Not a good sign. And that is not a slight at women's wrestling, by the way.
No.
It's just it's a reference to the prestige of the titles. The women's tag team championship doesn't really have any prestige. It's pretty prestigeless. But the actual tag team titles have a lot of prestige. Or at least more than the women's.
Yep.
I went back and forth on this one. I'm gonna let you lead off on this one because I've been leading so far. Who do you got on this one?
I go back and forth on this one too. I mean, I don't see the feud ending.
No,
with this.
Definitely not.
So because of that, I think the Judgment Day win by shenanigans. Honestly, I think Liv ends up pinning Rhea. So, but I'm not confident at all about this. I'm going Judgment Day for one.
Okay.
Judgment Day for one.
Okay, so
see, even right now, I literally switched my pick.
Yeah.
Because I had the Terror Twins, but I just switched it again as we were talking to Judgment Day. That's how unsure of this I am. Yep. This one is a toss-up.
It's super toss-up, which is I don't know. I don't necessarily know that I would credit it to the booking that it's a toss-up. I think it's just a toss-up because it doesn't really matter who wins. The feud's not done.
This feud is not hidden for me. I'm not that big on it.
No.
And I'm just ready for it to be over. But I don't know who's going to win.
So I'm going with Damian and Rhea on this one.
Oh, this might be the one to. This one might be the one to.
Maybe
break,
it's going to be tight on the points. The points are kind of strangely pushed around so far.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Damian and Rhea on this one
for 2.
For 2 points. I totally get your thought process on Liv pinning Rhea, but I also look back and go, both Damian and Rhea lost at SummerSlam, so they need something to even the score a little bit.
That makes sense.
And then they have the rubber match, kind of like Punk and Drew. Also, it's funny that you mentioned the tag team championship because there's a very small part of me that can see Damian and Rhea winning here and then going on to face Finn and JD for the tag titles.
I would not have a problem with that if those two won tag titles.
I mean, they've given these two a name, the Terror Twins. That, to me, I don't know. I'm getting vibes that they're going to do something more with them than just have this feud and then split up and go their own separate ways. I feel like they might keep them together, and this is kind of their way of putting Rhea into another echelon. You know, instead of Rhea just going after a men's championship, she's going after a men's championship with Damian. And that kind of solidifies her to maybe go after like an Intercontinental in the future. Maybe. Again, it's a stretch. But if there was ever a woman to elevate to the men's division, Rhea is it. You know, there's not going to be another one for a long time.
But in the times these days, I don't think the world mainstream is ready for women and men, even though
Fighting.
it's predetermined.
Scripted. Yeah. No, it's true. I get it. It's controversial.
I don't think it's going to happen. Those days are past.
You think they're past, eh?
I think they are. As much as I think legitimately you could do it legitimately with her. I think
if they're going to, this is the way to do it, because you're like, it's like a soft entry. They can test the waters if they do it this way. But that's kind of my thinking. The combination of them needing a win since they lost at SummerSlam and maybe going after the tag titles. But it's a toss-up. You can flip a coin on this one. All right. Next up, we got the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther, however you want to say it, Gunther, defending against Randy Orton. The build-up for this match has been okay. Randy has kind of had this like a little bit of an awakening for this feud, where he's like, you better remember who the hell I am. I'm a 14-time champion. I'm the legend killer. He's bringing up his accolades in this feud.
Yep.
And I like it.
And last couple of years, he has definitely improved on the microphone.
Oh, yeah. Improved on the mic. He's even improving in the ring. Honestly, he's a special dude.
I mean, he's kind of said it in interviews and stuff. He cares more. He's a lot more into it. He's enjoying himself. I mean, he's more or less said that it's kind of because Vince is gone.
Yeah, he kind of alluded to that in his interview with
just kind of.
Who was it?
With Logan, I think. It wasn't Logan. It was it Van Vliet?
Cody.
Chris Van Vliet?
Wasn't it Cody?
Yeah, Cody. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on What Do You Want to Talk About? And he kind of mentioned things are great now, I'm not stressed out. I think he mentioned something about
being able to take time off.
Being able to take time, recharge his batteries, and he's just kind of more easygoing. The backstage atmosphere is less stressful, all this kind of stuff. So he's in a good place. He's a cool dude. That interview was amazing, by the way. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's great.
Yep.
In fact, go watch all of his interviews. Cody's interviews with people. They're all very, very good.
They are.
But as far as our predictions go, I think we can both agree Gunther remains champion.
I think so.
Bash in Berlin.
As much as I would like to see,
swerve here, but I don't know.
As much as they built Gunther up, as much as they took the time to build him up, I don't see him losing this soon after winning the title, even if it is Randy.
Yeah, and Gunther kind of said, like, when he first won the title, he was like, you think what I did with the Intercontinental title was amazing. Wait till you see what I do with the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
So as long as Gunther stays healthy, which I don't think he's been injured in his career yet, if I recall.
Definitely not since he's been involved with WWE, going back to NXT UK.
NXT.
He hasn't really been.
Yeah, because he was NXT UK champion for a very long time.
Long time, yep. I think about 2 years.
So sad that division's gone.
Yep,
very sad.
It is.
I loved watching those pay-per-views with like Joe Coffey and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate and all those guys.
Tyler Bate,
really good. Great shows. Tony Storm was on those shows too.
Tony Storm was, yeah.
But yeah, I've got Gunther for 4 points.
I've got Gunther for 2.
So
because I still think there could be a possibility of Randy winning, of avenging his King of the Ring loss.
Mm-hmm.
But you got Gunther
15-time champion. That would be cool. All right. And finally, we have the Undisputed WWE Championship. Are they calling it the Undisputed Championship still, or is it just the WWE Championship? I don't know.
It is still undisputed.
I'm going to look up
WWE
the
Championship.
title. Because they keep editing the title. I don't know if you notice this, but they keep editing the title on the title.
And while you're doing that, I gotta take care of something real quick.
Sure. I'm looking up Cody and his championship. Let's see. On the website, it says Undisputed Champion, but let's see if I can pull up an image of him from SmackDown, let's say, and see if I can get a shot of him with the title. WWE used to have great photographs on their website, but I can't seem to find any. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Is that an actual replica?
Yeah, that is an actual replica.
Damn.
The big old.
Damn. Oh my god, I'm jealous right now.
My son got it for me for my birthday last year.
Holy crap. Damn. That is not cheap. That is good. Nope. Holy. From what I can tell, it still says the Undisputed Champion on the belt. So, which, while we're on that topic, didn't Cody say that once he was champion, he was going to redo the belt? What happened to that? He said he was going to kind of bring back his old winged eagle.
I think
kind of a belt.
He's kind of limited because they'll still want the big logo in the middle of it.
Yeah, maybe they kiboshed that.
Yeah.
What does the UFC belts look like? I haven't watched UFC in a long time, so I don't know.
Me neither.
Oh yeah, they have UFC plastered in big bold letters on the front. Yeah. Yeah, that could be why. And I looking at it too, the UFC championship is gold as well, just like the WWE championship. Interesting. All right. Well, as far as Cody versus Kevin goes, you know, the question of whether Cody's gonna win or not, I don't think is in too much question. I think the question of the match is more: is Kevin going to remain friends with Cody by the end of the match? I think that's the real question, because they've built him. The story of this match is Kevin is the good guy still, but he's like,
look at what he's done to all his friends.
Yeah, the same thing he's done is all to his friends. He screwed them all. That's what he does, right? Is he going to screw Cody? That's the big question, right? And this is a coin flip as to whether he will or not. I don't know. One thing that SmackDown's missing right now is a good heel.
Yeah, going into or coming out of the draft after WrestleMania, that I noticed that for Cody, that there's not really many good heels for him to face.
There's a reason that they had to go with Kevin. It's because the only real heel of any consequence for that level is Solo, and that's done now. So
for now until for now. I don't know, because now
hopefully permanently. I don't want to see Solo back in the main event for. Give him a few years more.
Well, Solo's going to be involved in bloodline stuff now.
Yeah.
But there's no heels.
Yeah, so I can see Kevin turning, but I can also see him not swerving, having a moment in the match where he could turn, or at the end of the match they go to shake hands and everyone's expecting him to blow Cody or something like that, and then he doesn't.
Yeah, or he looks like he's going to, and then Cody turns around and he doesn't. Yeah. I think it'd be something like that.
So the question is it inevitable, though? I don't know.
What would it lead to? Because I don't ever see Kevin beating Cody.
No, definitely not.
For the title. Let me look up this week and not in the next year.
No. But Cody does also need something to do until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
However, one thing I want to point out though is that like everyone is basically on the same boat that Cody's gonna have the title into WrestleMania so that he can defend it against either Roman again or Rock, which is probably the more likely of the two. But that doesn't mean that he can't lose it and then regain it before them. I just want to point that out to people who are thinking. But I agree, Cody beat Roman, so it's like whoever's going to beat Cody's got to do it. They got to be a beast of some kind, right?
Right. And I don't think and that's kind of a negative thing about WWE PLEs is that they're every month and you don't really build up a contender, someone to beat Cody in a month.
No, you definitely can't. All right, I'm looking through SmackDown's roster. I'm gonna shout out some names here, as long as we're on this topic. See if where we feel on their legitimacy for potential heelness. AJ Styles, I think he's a better face than he's a heel. Honestly, I think he's fine as a heel, but
I like him as a heel. But Cody's already beat him twice.
Yeah, he's done for the time being for sure. We got Austin Theory, but he's not obviously on that level. We got Baron Corbin, but he's not on that level right now. We got Grayson Waller, but he's not on that level. LA Knight's busy with the U.S. title.
And he's a babyface.
He's babyface. Logan Paul.
Cody already beat him.
That's true. I mean, we're going to get Orton versus Cody at some point. But
yeah, for sure.
I wonder if that means that Randy's going to turn heel. Or if they're just going to do a face versus face feud. It seems unlikely that they would do a face versus face feud.
And Randy makes a better heel.
Oh, yeah, 190% agreed.
Right.
Who else has SmackDown got? Shinsuke Nakamura, who has basically been shuddered to nothingness at this point.
Cody had a feud with him late last year going into the first of this year.
And I'm assuming Cody won.
Before he won the title. Oh, yeah, of course.
And that's it. Unless they elevate Tommaso Ciampa again.
He'd have to turn on Johnny.
NXT, but he'd have to turn on Johnny first to get there. Yeah, exactly. So, like, there's nobody on SmackDown.
No.
Like, what is Cody going to do for the next... How many more months till WrestleMania?
6?
WrestMania's in what? March?
7? Yeah, they moved it to the second weekend in April. They did it 1 week later. It's actually Easter weekend.
So we've got September, October, November, December, January, February, March.
So 7
and a half months.
Yeah. Now you've got Survivor Series and Royal Rumble between then and now.
Yeah. That's a lot of time to fill. I mean, to be fair, Cody will probably be feuding with whoever he's going to be facing at WrestleMania for the last month to 2 months, maybe even 3. Leading up to WrestleMania, especially if it's The Rock, they're gonna do a long program, I'm sure. So it's really only up to the Royal Rumble, I would say, that Cody's got to fill time in, but that's still it's
4
5
months.
pay-per-views.
Yeah,
holy crap!
And that's why for Roman Reigns to only defend it 4 times a year was fine with me. I didn't need him. I didn't need that title being defended every 30 days. I mean, that's something.
I think it worked. I think it worked for him though because he was a heel.
Yeah.
So people weren't clamoring to see him. I mean, they kind of were though because he was a beast. He was an attraction. But Cody's my face, so he's got to be a fighting champion and all that crap. But he's running out of people.
Yeah. You've run through. I mean, you're run through your roster.
They got to start building up people on SmackDown. It's a pretty weak roster. I mean, maybe they're gonna elevate Andrade, but that's a huge push though. Like you'd think they'd want to get him into the Intercontinental or US kind of
Yeah, the U.S. title.
Before he goes to the top level. So
yeah,
they got a heel problem.
They do.
They have a major heel problem. But anyway, back to the predictions. I think we both got Cody.
Both got Cody for 5.
For 5. So the real difference makers in this for our predictions are the mixed tag team match, and then the points are different on the other 3 matches.
Yep. It's like if for some reason Jade and Bianca lose, I miss out on 4 points. You only miss out on 1 point.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I think that's if Randy can beat Gunther, I only lose 2 points. You lose 4 points. Those are pretty much, well, other than the one that we split on, those are the 2 that could cost. Is if we both.
Wait, you went with Orton? You went with Orton, or did you go with Gunther?
No, I went with Gunther, but only for 2 points. Yeah.
Right. That's right. Right. Okay. Cool. All right. Do you have anything else to add about WWE Bash in Berlin or I guess AEW, as long as we're at the end of the show here?
I mean, All In, as far as an overall score, I would probably give that 8.5. It's not quite a 9. There weren't that many, there were more matches that scored a lot lower than 8, but I think overall, just the quality of the matches that were on top, I think that drove my overall score for that up to about 8.5. It was a really, really good pay-per-view. Crowd was hot, minus a couple matches, but you had returns, you had debuts. I had that one 8.5. My overall hype going into Bash in Berlin. 6, 5, 6.
So it's out of 5 for our hype scale. So it's like a 2, 2 or 3.
I'm just not.
Yeah. These mini pay-per-views ready for really aren't.
No, they're not. They're 5 not. Matches. I think 6 would be better, but
Yeah, like if I look at the card, I want to see Punk and Drew, and I want to see Gunther and Randy. I think those 2 matches will be the highlight of the show.
Yep.
Cody versus Kevin could be good. Then the other 2 are just kind of like the tag matches, whatever,
Yeah.
Don't really care. But yeah, I would say my hype level going into Bash in Berlin is probably about a 2 out of 5, and my review of the All In probably a 7. It was good.
Yeah.
It was definitely better than that pay-per-view a few months ago that AEW did. That was just trash. I gotta give it like a 2. I think it was Forbidden Door. If I remember correctly, it was bad. It was really bad. All right. I think that is about it. So we've locked in our predictions. Locked them in. And we will find out this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
If I will remain champion.
Oh, he's got that damn. See, I can't. I don't have nothing like that. I gotta get myself a belt.
Yeah.
That is dope. That is really cool that you have that. I'm jealous. I can be reached on Twitter at COE_TJLeo.
And I'm at Cole2K, CULL, number 2, letter K.
Also on Twitter. And if you want to email in your questions to potentially be featured on any of our shows, email them to co.op.podcasts@gmail.com. A little bit of housekeeping. I don't know if I mentioned on the last show that our show is on Spotify. That is a correction. It is not on Spotify. Only Press Pause is currently available on Spotify. There's been a lot of hokey dokey issues trying to get it into an audio only format on podcast services. So for the time being, Wrestling Renaissance will remain only on YouTube on this channel. And with that, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. It's time to go.
It's time to go.
We'll see you in Berlin.
See you after Berlin, and I need some sleep. I might sleep until then after this marathon.
Absolutely. All right. This has been Wrestling Renaissance, and we are out.
Good night.